we're back again, number 4. Number 6, technically.
Yeah, I mean, in the whole, the pantheon of the Despicable Me Minions movies.
I mean, people don't get to do this unless you're in a Marvel franchise and you've got your own franchise. Are you still pinching yourself, the fact that you're sitting here six movies later?
Crazy.
That's.
I mean, we would have never thought, doing the first one, that any of this would happen. But then, you know what happened? The Minions. Yeah. They just exploded and everybody went crazy. So, yeah. Thank you, Minions.
But Gru is, he's there from the beginning.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Gru's part of it. I mean, was there a day where you realised that Gru and the Minions and everything was just so big? Was there a day where you just, I don't know, when you saw a poster or you saw a TV spot or someone came up to you in the street where you just went, oh my God, this is like bigger than I ever thought it could possibly be?
Well, that first movie, when it started to kind of catch fire. And it came out and people started to like it, and word of mouth was good, and other people started going to see it. It was shocking, frankly. And I loved the first movie. I thought they did a great job with it. I thought it was slightly subversive for a kid's movie. It was the tone was a little dark. It was a little edgy, and I just loved that. And I think obviously kids did, families did, and there's a lot of. It's also a movie you can go as a parent and actually enjoy on its own. And it's a movie that you can hear on the DVD player in the back of the car over and over and over and not drive you crazy. It's it's fun, and they're well written, and they're beautifully animated. So yeah, I'm enormously proud to be a part of it.
I mean, it's taken on a life of its own, and it's kind of like, it's everywhere. And the Minions particularly.
Oh, yeah.
Just in terms of like their vocal, it's almost like going back to like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton, where it's their voices and it's the things that they do. But when you keep getting the scripts, are you still surprised where you're just like, oh, I can't believe they've topped it or they've done this or they've done this? Because to do 4 films is a challenge.
Well, they're so smart. They're so smart about evolving it and not resting on their laurels, because that would be the easy thing, to just do more of the same. But it isn't necessarily more of the same. The relationships change. These characters evolve. I know that sounds weird to talk about with an animated franchise, but they do. And the other characters they introduce are really funny and unique in their own way. They're not the same kind of villains. So I think and in this one we have something called Mega Minions, which are minions with superpowers. And you find out quickly that doesn't really make them any more valid or impressive, because they're still minions and they are subject to all the foibles of being a minion. So just tweaks like that. And they pack these movies full of gags and bits and comedy. I mean, they're unrelenting. There's not a moment in these movies that something isn't going on. Yeah. And it's fun. It's from the opening shot of this movie, it's literally a ride. Like that opening sequence just sucks you in to the film, and you kind of buckle up, get ready.
Yeah. Is there any of your previous co-stars, obviously you've got Will in this, that you hasn't been part of this, that you would love to?
Somebody asked me that before, and I think Julianne Moore would make an excellent villain. I think she'd be great.
Yeah, she was great in Kingsman too as a villain.
Oh my gosh, she was great. She's great in everything.
Yeah. As a final question, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about one of my favourite things in the whole world, which is Anchorman. Given that Will's in this and it turns 20 this year, which is just baffling.
I know.
Has it surprised you, not just the longevity of that film, but the fact that film kind of maybe wouldn't be made today? It's so much of its time, and why people go back for repeat viewings. Are you still, again, pinching yourself the fact that Brick and all those guys have come back, and it's just crazy how that film has kind of endured for 20 years.
It is. And again, when we thought it was funny, it was one of those things that we didn't know whether anybody else would think it was funny, but while we were shooting it, it made us laugh until we cried every day of shooting, literally every day. And then we'd watch back then they used to do something called dailies because it was all shot on film. So you'd go to a trailer during the day and you would see something like they would have outtakes, they'd have little cuts from various scenes that you had done the day before or 2 days before. So we'd all, after lunch, we'd get ice cream and we'd all pile into the trailer and watch what we had done and just laugh at each other. And like, I can't believe you said that. It was like a party. But when it came out, we had no idea that other people would take to it the way that they did. But I'm so thankful to be a part of that.
Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorites.
Me too. It was really fun.
Thank you for making it with Will and the guys. Thank you so much for your time. Absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank
Appreciate
you so much.
it.
Cheers. Thank
nice
you.
to see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!